Hello, good morning, good afternoon, greetings, and a lot of happiness and smiles to your way from Simran Balani. I'm joining live with stellar speakers and our magnificent host to celebrate this Happiness Day and also to celebrate that Finland has been nominated yet again as the happiest country in the world. Mark Twain once said, the best way to cheer yourself up is to try to cheer somebody else. So, on this note, once again, I welcome each one of you. If you're joining us now, we are live from different parts of the world, welcoming you to our second season of Unlock Happiness Conference. And we are very, very happy to celebrate Finland's seventh consecutive victory as the happiest country on earth. So grab your party hats. And while we are not doing a real party, but we are going to talk a lot about how you can bring in happiness as a part of your life, how your journey every day can be filled with laughter and maybe a bit of a finished flow. With further ado, let's kick off this happiness. And I pass the baton to our esteemed host, Mr. Jitesh Khanna. So get ready to hear all our speakers who are going to share a lot of, what do you say, tricks of the trade to embrace happiness into your daily life. Mr. Jitesh, over to you. The floor is yours. Kindly take a minute to introduce yourself as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Simran. So greetings and very warm welcome to everyone. I'm Jitesh Khanna, your host for the Unlock Happiness Conference online season 2. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm also a social activist. I'm a poet and a writer. And I've been associated with CC Finland since last year. It's such a pleasure and an honor. And it's such a pleasure and honor to join you all. In fact, we are now embarking on this very enlightening journey. And as we gather here, uh, it is really, really wonderful. For the second year this thing is happening. I'm filled with immense gratitude. And I'm very thankful for your support and your enthusiasm. So, so welcome everyone. This is basically a gathering dedicated to exploring the essence of happiness. And happiness is something that I think we are all searching for. Um, and just like Simran said, that Finland has been selected as the happiest country in the world for the seventh time, and which I feel is a remarkable achievement. And you know what I so when we were trying to understand why Finland is so happy, one of the things that came out was the amount of wonderful infrastructure, the facilities the people have, and this is something that we also picked up like a leaf. In my local community, I'm the vice president, and we have been able to build wonderful parks. We've been able to build places where people can get together. There's a lot of community participation that happens. We have been building a tremendous amount of infrastructure with the help of the local politicians and local agencies, and we have seen this great surge of joy, a sense of uh, togetherness, a sense of trust developed within the community. People are very happy. This is something that we can really learn from Finland. So I'm very happy, and this symposium, sorry, uh, this particular event is happening right now on International Happiness Day. And it is also a precursor to the 11th Symposium on Creativity in Education and Collaboration that LUT University and the University of Jyväskylä, Finnish government has been promoting this very, very wonderfully. So, in our quest for happiness, we are often, trying to see, uh, you know, um, pleasure as happiness. So I've been doing a lot of sessions with a lot of people, and I've realized that the youth in India, especially, is equates happiness to pleasure. Um, you know, there is a tremendous amount of difference between pleasure and happiness. Pleasure is fleeting. Happiness is something which stays for longer. It's long lasting. And the more we ponder and we go deeper into this, we realize that happiness is not only in acquiring more stuff, it is also in creating deeper and meaningful relationship. Sometimes when we do sessions with youth, and they say that we are looking for a great partner. We say that if you're looking for a great partner, become a great partner yourself. So over the years working with the youth, I've realized something very, very profound, that happiness is within us, and we are seeking happiness in all the wrong places. And this is my insight. And I've also realized that the deeper level of happiness actually comes from inner transformation, is polishing your own life, becoming the best version of yourself. Happiness is not dependent on something outside. Uh, but I'm really looking forward to listening to all of you, all the wonderful people, all the wonderful minds who are here. So, with open hearts and minds, let's embark on this journey together in the united pursuit of happiness. And I extend my heartfelt appreciation to CC Finland and their ongoing commitment to education and happiness. Uh, Thank you for initiating the journey and for unwavering dedication to fostering happiness in education. So now, without further ado, let's dive into our first speaker, and join me in giving warm welcome to Mr. Nikhil Desai. He's an international motivational speaker and a trainer. Over to you, Mr. Desai.
Thank you very much. Am I audible, Jitesh? Yes, pretty good. All right, fantastic. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depends on which part of the world you are in. And I'm very happy again to be at this wonderful event, which is being telecast all over the world. Let me start with a little bit about me, and this is just going to take about a minute, quickly running through some slides because they say a picture speaks 1,000 words. I did my MBA from the US, and I give myself a bigger degree, which is lifelong learner. And I really request everyone that we need to be lifelong learners in everything that we do. That has taken me 33 years, 42 countries over the world, 2,000 organizations, and 250,000 participants. And I plan to take this figure to 500,000 by the end of this decade. We all know that it's very happy, it's a very happy occasion to be actually doing a cruise. But to be invited to do a motivational program on a cruise is even a happier occasion. So sharing a couple of pics of that, writing a book on the 9 habits of super successful people. And I want to ask all of you to ponder over this question. What is your definition of happiness? Because all of us would have different definitions, and our definition is going to make a difference into how happy we feel on a particular day, on a particular year, or in our lives. So I said my definition of happiness is the progressive realization of fulfilling goals. Like Jitesh rightly said, it's not something fleeting. It's something where you are working. It's a journey. It's a work in progress. And when you are really working on fulfilling goals and you identify those goals for yourself, happiness becomes a wonderful byproduct of that journey. And I tell you, my friends, I will share with you 3 slides to tell you what the byproduct has been for me. One, because of my ability to give to society, I have been awarded India's best corporate motivational speaker at the National HR Conference. Because I believe in the fact that we make a life by what we give, we only make a living by what we earn. Because of that, again, was felicitated at the WOW Awards Asia. I believe that the purpose of life is to live a life of purpose. And that has got me a Lifetime Achievement Award at the World HR Congress in the presence of delegates from 105 countries. The more we are in the space of being, because we are human beings, we are not human doings, we are not human havings. The more we think in that space, happiness becomes an integral part of our personality. So I request all of you to consider this very important statement. Do not be a success fool. Be successful. And there's a big difference between the two. Successful people have all the trappings of success. They have big cars, big houses, but they have an inner emptiness that is not worth calling it a human life. So we need to make sure that we don't run after that. We become successful and happy, right? We want to look at people like Walt Disney. His goal was to make people happy. He said, I had a tough childhood, but I don't want to give a similar childhood to my children. When he got married, he had a young daughter. He used to take her to an amusement park every Saturday. And every Saturday, he would sit with her and watch her enjoy those rides. One of those days, he noticed that the ride, some of them were not working. He noticed that the paint had chipped off, and he had a vision. And he had a vision, let me create a place that is so big and so beautiful that people will not come only from my city, but people will come from all over the world. He saw that the family structure in America was disintegrating. There were more divorces occurring than ever before. So he said, why don't I create an Epcot Center where even adults, the parents who come, will have something nice to do? And that is what made Walt Disney today. 40, 50 million people visit Walt Disney World every year from all over the world. And after the success of the first park, he started working on the second park. But before he actually finished that, he had passed away. The team of dedicated senior people at Walt Disney Corporation made that happen, called Mrs. Disney at the inauguration, and one of them told Mrs. Disney, I wish Walt was here to see this grand opening. And Mrs. Disney gave a beautiful reply. She said, Walt already saw it. He saw it in his mind's eye. And this is the key to happiness, my friends. Whatever we can visualize, we can actualize. So if we are ready to visualize that we are a happy person every day, whether we are in Finland, whether we are in India, whether we are in Africa, each one of us can be happy. I want to tell you, my friends, what I do every morning. When I get up in the morning, I join my hands together while I'm sitting on my bed and just smile for no reason. For 10 or 15 seconds, I'm just smiling. After that, with joined hands, I tell God, thank you, God, for giving me one more day to make a difference in people's lives. And I also continue in that same breath. I say, no person or situation will take away my inner smile today. And I do this every day for every day of my life. And therefore, I start my life with a great, boost rather than carrying any negative energy of yesterday. My request to all of you, please consider at least using one, if not all the three options that I mentioned. Enthusiasm is important. Enthusiasm comes from the Greek word entheos. Entheos means full of life, full of vitality, full of energy. I always believe the greatest bankrupt in the world is not a person who doesn't have money. The greatest bankrupt in the world is a person who doesn't have enthusiasm for this beautiful gift of life. Every day we have two choices when we get up. We can either say, good morning, God, with a lot of energy and enthusiasm, or we can say, oh, God, it's morning. Almost the same words, but what words we use as we get up is going to influence our day, and our days will influence our months, and our months will influence our years, and our years will influence our life. That is very important. Your enthusiasm determines your attitude, and your attitude changes things. In fact, your attitude determines your altitude. There was a beautiful story of a Black American boy who went to a fair and he saw a balloon man. And he saw a balloon man selling some balloons. So he told his father, let's go and buy a balloon. As they were approaching the balloon man, a white balloon was sent out in the air by the balloon man, and the balloon went pretty far. There was a black balloon that was tied, and the young man, when he reached there, asked the balloon man, will the black balloon go as high as the white balloon? He was comparing, if you know America, how the blacks are sometimes discriminated against. And the balloon man gave a beautiful reply. He said, it does not matter what is the color of the balloon. What matters inside is the gas that is there inside your balloon. And the gas inside our balloon is our attitude. If we have our attitude of happiness, we can also float and be very high and very, very happy. We need to manage our stress. Sometimes we will have all these things coming in our life. Late nights, time management, expectations on self and others, health issue, sleep is not good, but very important that we dissolve our stress every day through exercise and through laughter. We've heard this, laughter is the best medicine, right? But some people don't laugh enough. Some people even don't smile enough. And therefore, it is very, very important, my friends, to laugh every day. I do a loud and silent laughter every day. If you are not able to do loud laughter wherever you are, go into your room, close the bathroom door, and just laugh silently for a few minutes. You will see that it produces endorphins in your body. Endorphins are mood elevators and painkillers. They can even kill pain and elevate your mood. To be happy, you have to ask yourself three important questions every month, at least once a month. What will you stop doing? What is it that is not working for you, that is making you sad, unhappy? Please stop doing that. What is it that you should start doing? Example, the three tips that I gave you of joining your hands and saying, I am happy. Or what is it? Maybe laughter. And what is it that you will continue doing? There are things that you are already doing well and it is making you happy. Make sure that in your time schedule, you have enough time to do those things. So I have taken almost 5 minutes. So I thought I'll leave you a screenshot. If you want to take and connect me on WhatsApp or email, choice is yours. I wish everyone who is listening right now that may you not only be happy, be you successful also in life. So if you're happily successful, that's a life that will be beautiful. You will have left a legacy of wonderful thoughts, feelings with the people around you and the world to follow you. Thank you very much. It was wonderful being with all of you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Desai. And so some of the key points that I can take back from you is one, positive self-talk. And secondly, from Mr. Walt Disney's life story is that when you're very self-centered, and when your existence is very self-centered, there's no joy. But when you think a bigger goal for other people also, it's a very inclusive kind of a goal. There's a lot of happiness. And of course, there's a lot of pessimism, what I can hear from your, what can, figure out is that we are very pessimistic and you're basically pointing at the fact that we need to really start working on optimism. And sometimes I tell people to fake it till you make it. So continuously trying the habit of optimism and gratitude. Thank you so much. That was such a wonderful, it's sort of like you were sharing from your own life's experience. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So over to So now I'm thrilled to introduce the next speaker, Dr. Gusharan Kaur Madan. Dr. Madan is the principal of Madan Public School. And let's hear from her as she shares her insight on fostering happiness in education. Over to Dr. Madan. Dr. Madan, you're on mute. Dr. Madan, we can't hear you. I think there seems to be a technical issue. Yeah. So what we can do is we can maybe move on to the next speaker, and meanwhile, Dr. Madan can, So moving on to our next speaker, join me in extending a warm welcome to Joachim Rowley. She's an education growth manager from CC Finland. Let's hear from Joachim as she shares her insight on unlocking happiness in education. Over to you, Joachim.
Hello, everyone. You are able to hear me properly. Very good, very good. So greetings from Finland, Helsinki. This is my hometown, and indeed, thank you for the warm introductions. I always think about what goes into the role of education growth manager, and it has a lot of different aspects in it. But what I usually tell to our network customers, who are mostly educators all around the world and learners, so it's really about supporting those educators and the learners are all around the world and making sure that they have the best support possible to do their work properly, because in this forever changing world and rapidly changing world, I believe that they deserve the best possible tools that we can give them with the challenges that they have lying ahead in the education sector. not wanting to be negative, but it's really about really putting the right tools available for them, and especially for the learners. And when it comes to the theme of today's webinar and conference, it's really about that when we're talking about happiness, and it's a topic that I cherish in life. And I don't believe that it's possible to, this is a personal opinion, it's not possible to keep a constant happiness in our lives. It is more of a roller coaster, and we go from one place to another and have these happier moments. But I think it's possible to find this kind of peaceful daily lives that we can say that this was a good day, and finding those wonderful things from our days. And I think it also has to do with what do we focus on? Do we focus on the beautiful things and aspects in life, or do we focus on everything that went wrong today? Because life isn't going to stop giving you challenges and those heartaches, but I think it's about finding the proper tools, and most importantly, your support network, those important people in your lives that can make you appreciate whatever you have and whatever you want to get in life. But social emotional learning is a very personal topic for me, and I feel that by understanding that and focusing on it, we really can understand ourselves better and being able to best and truest version of ourselves. But that's on the personal matter, and I will present you something if that is available there. Let's see. And there. There. Mm-hmm. Well, what I really wanted to share with you regarding this happiness is that because we see all these educators around the world who share similar values, and one of them is dedicating themselves for their learners, whatever their age is, and whether the level or school level they are. We can also get lost in that work and those achievements, so that we want to do our best to really organize an annual conference, not only to celebrate the research and innovation in this field, but also really highlight and give that spotlight to all those educators around the world. So I'd like to warmly welcome you to the 11th symposium organized by Creative Council for Education, which will be held in my hometown Helsinki between 14th and Lahti, between 14th and 19th of April, with the focus on happiness. And we've heard a lot about this topic and Finland being the happiest country in the world. But we will really be looking into this theme of what does happiness mean in neurological basis? What is the neurological basis for happiness? And continuing what that looks like in schools for the learners, and most importantly also the educators, because without peaceful, happy educators, it is really difficult to portray their work and express whatever we need for the learners to do without having that in the educators. So it is and harnessing this joy, and that especially in the creativity, these are some of the really key aspects of what we want to achieve the Council for Creative Education, where we work. And in today's world, we cannot escape the topic of artificial intelligence. So it has already a big presence in schools and the learners, and what does it mean for the education world? So we couldn't organize a seminar without inviting papers for this. In the seminar, we will also hear inspirational keynote speeches and have the opportunity to reflect these in a very practical workshops and hackathons, to have the opportunity to also solve some of the recurring issues and problems that we have in our daily work and lives. So, warm welcome to this 11th symposium which organized in both Helsinki and Lahti between 14th and 19th of April. The days of 14th till 18th of April will be a residential program where we invite educators all around the world to Helsinki to get and introduced to the Finnish school system and really find out for themselves what it is that makes the school system so special. And on 18th and 19th of April, we will move to the city of Lahti, a neighboring city here, and we will take the celebration there and focus on the workshops and the keynote speeches. So if you're unable to join us there in Lahti, I would warmly welcome you to also join virtually, and I will be sharing the link in the chat. But this is all from my side. Thank you everybody for joining us, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Joachim. Jitesh, may I please just add to what Joachim said with your kind permission?
Sure. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to share the screen and show everyone where to find us because we had some queries on our various YouTube channels where we are live. So this is the page that you can go on. This talks about our 11th International Symposium on Creative Education. And this time the theme is Beyond the Smile and Role of Happiness in Nurturing Creativity. This is where you can find all the information and also the driving questions. The call for papers and abstracts is still open. So you're more than welcome to send us that. And you can also, as Joachim said, participate personally. Here are all the details here. And you can also participate virtually. Yeah. So my colleagues will send this detail in a minute. At this moment, I would like to take the opportunity for thanking all our audience members who are joining from at least 10 different countries at this moment. We thank you wholeheartedly. Over to you, Jitesh. Thank you for letting me have this minute.
So thank you so much, Joachim, and thank you so much, Simran. Many congratulations and best of luck for the 11th symposium. Let's move on to the next speaker, and we're very honored to have Mansi Talwar. She is the founder and chief of Happy Me, and she's gracing our conference. And Mansi has a very unique perspective on happiness and mindfulness in education, and I'm sure she will definitely inspire us all. So over to Mansi.
Thank you so much, Jitesh, and a very happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening to everybody who's joined in here. And congratulations to CC Finland for this phenomenal effort that you all are putting, which is going beyond smile. It's definitely my honor to be here at the Unlock Happiness Conference, where we are actually delving into the depths of true happiness. My God, it's been such an enthusiastic start, and my gratitude for having me here today. Well, as Jitesh gave you a little brief about me, I'll just tell you that in my role as a knowledgepreneur, I wear various hats, sometimes as an educationist and sometimes as a happiness and mindset coach. And I've had the privilege of working with individuals and organizations, helping them unlock the secrets to their true happiness. So the theme Beyond the Smile is a theme that resonates deeply with the essence of my work as a coach. Now, let me ask you if you have actually reflected on what lies beyond smile. Usually, if someone's smiling or laughing, we believe that he or she is happy, right? We often think of happiness as that fleeting emotion, a smile on our faces, a moment of joy. So we relate smiles and laughter to joy. Now, may I ask you this now? Have you ever noticed a mother holding her child for the very first time? Or someone struggling to get a job, finally get a job? A sports person winning an Olympic medal. What emotions do we see? Is it just the smiles? Or sometimes teary eyes? Is this not happiness? And happiness beyond the smile? True happiness goes beyond smiles. It's about finding that meaning and fulfillment in our lives. It's about embracing that full spectrum of human emotions, including challenges, struggles, and finding growth and learning in every experience. And one of the key aspects of true happiness, as Jitesh also had mentioned earlier, is understanding that it's not dependent on external circumstances. You know, we often think that we will be happy once we achieve a certain goal, acquire certain possessions, reach a certain status. does that really happen? True happiness comes from within, from being content with who we are and what we have in this moment. But how do we cultivate this inner happiness? I'll give you one powerful tool to start with this. That is gratitude. And as we heard while Jitesh was talking, Mr. Nikhil was talking about gratitude, take time to appreciate the good things in our lives, no matter how small. It can have a profound impact on your happiness levels. And today, I encourage you to start a gratitude journal, a fresh notepad, where all you write is just 3 things that you're grateful for each day. Trust me, it's not that easy to start with, but this simple practice can shift your focus from what you lack to what you have, leading to a greater happiness as you shift your focus to the good. Another important aspect of true happiness, I believe, is connection. We human beings are social creatures, and our relationships play such a crucial role in our well-being. So make time for your loved ones, nurture your relationships, and prioritize connection over possessions. Research has shown that people with strong social connections are happier, healthier, live longer lives, because our connections help us navigate the challenges and uncertainties of life with greater resilience and optimism. And finally, I want to leave you with one powerful tool you can do in your daily life to cultivate true happiness, and that is mindfulness. It is so essential for true happiness. And I'm not just talking about deep breathing. Just deep breathing? No, it's not mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being in the present moment without judgment. It's about paying attention to the present moment with openness and curiosity, rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. It flows to your daily experience life as it unfolds, rather than just getting caught up in regrets about the past or worries about the future. So take a few minutes each day to just simply sit and observe your breath. Take a pause from the hustle and bustle of the world around. So these 3 nuggets for today, starting with gratitude, your connections, and mindfulness. These are my nuggets for you for today to cultivate your own happiness. As we embrace true happiness in our lives, we not only transform ourselves, but also create ripples of positivity that spread around the people who are around us and beyond. Our happiness influences people we interact with, inspiring them to cultivate their own happiness. And this ripple effect extends to our families, our communities, and ultimately the world at large. By choosing happiness, we not only enhance our own lives, but contribute to a more joyful and compassionate world for everyone. And pretty much the reason I represent Happy Me, because when there is a happy me, its ripple creates a happy we. And that's what I have for you all today. Thank you so much for having me. And it's been a thorough pleasure speaking to you all.
Thank you so much, Mansi. That was really wonderful. I think when you listen to a lot of the great masters, one of the first things they talk about, and I'm talking metaphysical masters, even when you talk to great psychologists, people, they talk about gratitude being the core of happiness. So one question that I feel the audience has also been putting in, and that's been coming, is now we live in a world which is becoming very self-centered. We have smaller families. Nowadays, you see parents living alone, children living far off. How do you cultivate that sense of connection? Because you're working all the time, you're in the race for the next biggest toy that you can acquire, or probably in the office, you sometimes want to outwork other people to get the brownie points, or sometimes you're generally a very hardworking person. So you have very little time left for personal connections. So in such a busy world, what would, and anybody else can also answer the question, what would be the best way to cultivate great relationships around you? Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Hitesh. It's a lovely question. And the fact, because I understand that in today's fast-paced world, it can be easy to prioritize work or material pursuits over relationships. And this is where I call for a work-life harmony, not work-life balance. Making time for our loved ones, nurturing those relationships, and prioritizing those personal connections can actually lead to a more fulfilling and joyful life and a fresh, energetic perspective to your work. That's important, because if I work in isolation, I think I will go mad. You do not have anybody to talk to. You do not have anybody to share your feelings, share how you feel about your work, your emotions. It just doesn't work. Sometimes you lose that spark. We all have that little spark, but then life does happen to all of us. And at that point in time, I think I'm just giving you an example, like I have this phone in hand, right? If I hold this phone in hand for some time, for a few seconds, I will be fine. For a few minutes, maybe I'll be fine. But if I keep holding that phone on my hand for the entire presentation, about an hour, my hand will start hurting. But if I have another hand which will support it, I think that will create the balance. So that is where connections work. And as human beings, we need that social connection and that social, as Mr. Nikhil also mentioned, that we are human beings and not human doings. So our being is dependent on not just ourselves, but with nature, with people around us. So it is very important to have that connection built always, even if it is one person in your life.
Yeah, that's such a wonderful answer. In fact, that reminds me of something that I had shared some time back with the youth, where he said that I'm working 10 to 12 hours a day, and then I'm so tired that I go back and crash. How do I have meaningful relationships? I said the first thing that you need to do is cherish people around you. So be respectful to your boss. Learn as much as possible. Don't let your ego come in between. Or the guy next to your cubicle, ask him how's life and what is bothering you and what is happening in your life, and just listen. That's one thing. And thank you so much for such a wonderful deeper insight into in sharing the fact that happiness actually starts from meaningful connections, meaningful relationships, and everything then builds on that. Thank you so much, Mansi. That was such a wonderful sharing. So let's move on to our next speaker. Yeah. So let's welcome Nelly. Nelly is a pedagogical director from CC Finland. Nelly's expertise in pedagogy and education development will offer valuable perspective on true happiness in learning. Right. So over to Nelly.
May I request Dr. Guru Sharan not to share the screen at this moment, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Jitesh. Over to you, Nelly.
Thank you, Mr. Jitesh, for this introduction. It's really nice to be here today, and especially now when we have this ranking of Finland being the happiest country in the world for the 7th time. We had this news yesterday, so it's even nicer to be here today to talk about happiness in Finland. And I would like to start by saying that that even though Finland has had this ranking for 7 years already in a row, I think every year Finnish people are as surprised of this ranking as this year also, because many times, as we have heard, life comes and everyday life is so busy and so hectic that we don't even realize what are the things that make us happy, or are we even happy? Do we even stop to think about that? So this news that came yesterday was also this year a really good reminder of the things that make us happy, and that made me also think about the things that make me happy in my country. And today I will try to explain with few examples of why Finland is the happiest country in the world, and what are the things that personally, as a Finn, as a teacher, as a working mom, what are those things in my country that makes me happy. But I will start with showing you a small video of Finland. And you can maybe see how unique and also quite quirky country Finland is. You will see what kind of food we eat and what kind of sports we do in Finland. So just a moment, I will share my screen and show you this video. Then I will continue my conversation.
We Finns are pretty happy people, even though we may not smile all the time. The things that make us happy are often very down to earth. Allow us to show you what we mean. We think running in a pool with a belt and walking with sticks are pretty cool ways to exercise. When it comes to food, there's nothing more down to earth than a boiled potato. We eat a lot of them. Like this. We find luxury in relaxing at a cozy waterside cottage surrounded by forest. Our favorite sweets don't come in so many colors. They're just black, and they're not even that sweet. In fact, they're salty. And for us, sitting in a simple heated room is the perfect way to spend time together. But there's more to happiness than eating boiled potatoes and black candy. Our happiness is the sum of many ordinary things, things that are actually quite extraordinary. We get a head start on happiness even before we're born. All parents-to-be get a baby box full of important stuff for their new family. Maternity and child health clinics, part of the public healthcare system, keep us on a track for a happy, healthy life. We're happy that it's safe to send our kids off to school on their own. We trust each other, and we can trust our institutions too. We're known for a high-quality education system. We're happy that education is free all the way through university. Happiness can also be found among the bookshelves. Our many public libraries are popular meeting places, offering not only books, but all kinds of cool services. We love playing games, but we're even happier when we get to invent them. It's the extraordinarily ordinary things that make Finland so happy. And when we smile, we make it count.
Yes. So as you saw, it's the small and simple things that count. So, as I said, for the 7th time in a row, Finland ranks as the happiest country in the world in the UN World Happiness Report. And why is this? It's a really good question. And I think every Finn has their own opinion. And as we heard also today, every people has a different definition for happiness. So I will try to explain what happiness in Finland means for me. So Finnish society has developed what has been described as an infrastructure of happiness. And as we saw in this video, so it's the small things and with the basic things in life. And the report behind this ranking studies factors such as social support, healthy life expectancy, freedom, generosity, and corruption. So just to mention a few examples that as a Finn, as a working mother, and as a teacher are important for me. So as you saw in the video, we have free education from preschool to higher education. And it's not only this basic education and higher education, but in Finland, the learning doesn't end when you graduate. The structures of the Finnish society support lifelong learning and skills development at work. Then we also have work-life balance. So we have affordable childcare, and we have a working life that includes parental leaves, flexible hours, and remote work. And all these factors make it easy for parents, and of course everyone else also, to combine work with personal life. Then we have trust and freedom. You saw on the video that in Finland, we can trust that we can send our child to school on their own to take the bus, and we can trust the child to be safe when they go to school and when they come back home. I've known so many foreign people coming to Finland and being so surprised that how can you be sure that your child is safe when the child leaves from school, and where does the child go? And we can say that we don't know. The child might go to the library or go to home, but the child can decide, and we can still be sure that in our society we can trust that the child is safe. And some people might ask that why don't we have in our schoolyards, why don't we have fences on the schoolyard to make the children be safe there? And we say that we don't need those kind of structures in our schoolyards because we can trust the people, and that's something super unique, I think. So also as a teacher, I am trusted and I have my autonomy in decision making. And in the same way, I trust my students, and I teach them trust, and I teach them freedom. Then one important thing in Finland is the nature. And we have this Finnish Happiness Institute that made a study, and they asked people living in Finland what makes them happy. And usually Finns always mention proximity to nature and what opportunities it offers for recreation and relaxation. And this is of course easy in Finland because you are never more than a 10-minute walk from a park or forest. So it's really easy for us to go there, but it's something that like so many Finns do mention that they love forest and they really go there. So it's not only a myth. And it has been shown that nature greatly contributes to well-being and happiness, and also nurtures creativity. So as a country, we believe that you have to build the necessary culture and social institutions, the so-called infrastructure of happiness. And it is not something that just simply happens. So today I want to end my discussion with saying that I think happiness should be a goal for everyone in every society and in every people's life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nelly. Jitesh, would you want to say something for Nelly? And then I need a minute to talk.
I would really like to thank Nelly. She brought out some two really amazing points. And first point is creating bonds of trust. So you trust that your child will go to school and will come back home safe. You trust your children, you trust the teachers, you trust the people around. So that is something which is remarkable in a world right now where there's a trust deficit. So I think that's a superpower. Secondly, I have a friend who comes from is Scandinavian, and every time he's there in India, the first thing he tells me is, "Go out, you'll be happy. Don't stay at home. Be in nature. If you're in nature, if you're doing adventure, you can never be sad." And I think you just reinforced the same point. These two wonderful points, such simple points. And when I saw the video, there was humor in the video, but there was also this very deep truth that we are seeking happiness in far off places, whereas happiness lies around us, inside us, in the most simplest forms. Just sitting in nature with a friend, chit-chatting and sharing your heart out is happiness. I mean, it's not flying all the way to a resort location and skiing. It's just you can just be in a park and talk about life and be happy, or just share a meal with someone, or just develop a bond of trust with your neighbor, or maybe in your office, develop some kind of a relationship where you know that nobody's stabbing in the back and we are watching all over each other. So thank you so much. These are such wonderful points, and I've taken notes of them. I'm going to probably incorporate these in my work. Thank you so much. Over to Simran. Simran, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, thank you so much, Jitesh, for summing this up from the Asia point of view. Thanks a lot. And thanks, Nelly. And I'm so glad I had extra smile when your video finally worked. And that was a sisu, which means determination. You made sure that your video works today. So kudos to you. At this point, I want to bring in a little bit of surprise element. We've been talking so much about Finland, and it is about time I invite a special guest. So I would like to extend a warm welcome to my favorite mentor and the CEO of CCE Finland, Mr. Hiram Kulkarni. He has some surprise up his sleeve, and even I didn't know that he will have time to join us today. So thank you so much, Hiram, for joining us, and over to you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Simran, and thanks, Mr. Khanna. First of all, I think it's a great day here for the International Happiness Day, and also the Finland is being ranked as a happiest country for the 7th time. But here is a bit of surprise that I would like to give it to you from city of Tampere. So greetings from Tampere, and I happen to be also the talent ambassador of city of Tampere. So you will have something interesting coming here. I think there is some announcement coming here actually.
Friends.
Oh, there
In
is.
just 10
Sorry.
minutes, Vilmo Lounasmaa will be speaking about his company journey.
I can't do
to
anything about this. This is a happiness part as well.
Game Lounge. So yes, it is Founders Club afternoon.
Okay.
See you all there at the Game Lounge.
Yes.
Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a public announcement happening here. But by the way, actually, you can see that I will just give you a quick brief about something interesting, and what Nelly just spoke about Finnish happiness. There are some interesting life moments which I have experienced here in Finland, and these are the interesting facts about Finland, that the happiness is not about having great weather. Okay, when we have great weather, we have great sun, definitely we go out and have drink and have beer. But also when the weather is bad, we can also have the same beer at the same time. And this is the kind of you see that when the Finns are celebrating the happiest country, the overall expressions or the happiness, or it's not about the smile. And that's why even CC, we are having the conference, which is Beyond the Smiles conference, where we say that the smilingness or having hello, hi, how are you, is not the only kind of cheerful attitude which make you happy. And that's what the Nelly just mentioned to you. And also, it's not also about having a lot of friends and social interactivity as well, either actually. So you will find it at the happiness is something which is very inner to you, and how to get that innerness, happiness with a confidence, certainty, quality of life, and so on. And also, it is not also about the showcasing something, but having very simple attitude, simple living. These are the very things which makes the easier for us to get to know. So these are things looks amazing, but here we are giving you opportunity to experience this. So I, on behalf of the city of Tampere, as a talent ambassador, I welcome you to experience Tampere and welcome to Finland. This is a program launched by the city of Tampere, and you have opportunity to travel to Tampere during 10th to 14th of June 2024 with your family. And we will take care of, the city of Tampere will take care of your accommodation, 1 week of travel, experiencing of the Tampere here. Obviously, you need to book your flight and get your visa and insurance. And this is mainly mainly for those who are the founders and startups founders, those who are the tech professionals, because you might be knowing that actually this country is looking for the we need a fresh air and fresh blood for the developing this economy for us. So we are giving this part. So we are inviting applications for that. So those who are the startup founders or tech talent can apply, and the deadline is coming in the next month itself. And you will get the notification back on 29th April. So please hurry up. You have approximately 10-15 days still left, and you will have all the very amazing startup ecosystem here, and you will connect with a lot of startups, various accelerators, investors, as well as you will also meet Finnish people locally over here. And to qualify, you should be a founder, you should have the international presence, and you should have commitment to be here for 5 full days. And as we mentioned, okay, we will take care of here the co-working space, accommodation, guided city tour, and even group meals and sauna evenings are on the city of Tampere. So, and all the selected participants will get notified by 19th of April. So this is amazing thing. So please come, and whatever Nelly said or Joachim said, come here and experience with your own part. And it's a fairly good deal, and it's a happy deal. I just wanted to give you part. Along with this, CC Finland hosts the various education visits here, and those are the education visits you can see here as that. Okay, we have the 1 week of travel program here, where you come and see the one of the key internal happiness is on the education and healthcare. So education, we take you through various programs of the school visits, understand the classroom observation, understand the quality of education, how it is been spread here in Finland. So you are also welcome for that. So these are the quick two announcements that I would like to make, and I am giving back to Simran and Mr. Khanna, and welcome to Finland. Tervetuloa.
Thank you so much, Hiram. Always a pleasure to hear your enthusiastic.
Thank you so much,
Over to
Mr.
you,
Kul.
Mr. Jitesh, to take it forward.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Kulkarni. You had me at Sona evenings. So I'm really looking forward to this. Thank you so much. So we are moving on to our next speaker. Let's hear from Shalini Mangani. Shalini is a consulting psychologist. She's a psychotherapist for Spunky Souls. And Shalini's expertise in psychology and education will offer a unique insight into the connection between mental well-being and true happiness. So over to Shalini.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure being with all of you. Am I audible?
Yes.
Right. So just 1 minute, I'll be sharing my screen. Is it visible?
Yes. You can just do slideshow so that we can see the whole screen.
It is on the whole screen. Can you see the full screen?
I cannot. Maybe you can just come towards the little further down. Yeah, just a little further down, and you can click on that screen thing.
Now?
No, we have. Maybe you can go on to the view and do a slideshow. We could see your screen though. It was just that we could not see a single slide as a slide.
1 minute. I'll just try again. Is it visible?
Yeah, it is visible. You could just go to the farther left and do from the, yeah, that could work, yes.
Now, is it good?
I think it's coming up. No, I can't see it. Maybe you can do from the beginning and try that.
Here it shows that the screen is being shared. Should I do it again?
Yeah. No. Don't do it again. Just go onto that and just click on from the beginning. Yeah, that's it. If that works. If not, then we can just go it again.
No, Simran, one more point. I think Shalini ma'am, please go to the right side bottom next to the zoom slider. You on the left side, you will see a small icon. Click on that so that we can see your screen and as well as full screen. Yes, here on the right bottom. Go right bottom next to the right bottom, ma'am. Yes, here. Now wait. Now on the left, just on the side, you can see this zoom slider. Left of that there is icon. No, just still on the right. Still move on the right, ma'am. Right, ma'am. Right, ma'am. You are taking.
But here I am.
Yes, here. Yes, you are right. Yes, click there. Yes. Perfect. Now we can see your full screen.
All
if
right.
not, okay.
Is it visible?
Stop sharing it. Stop sharing it for a minute. Stop sharing your screen sharing for a minute.
Okay.
And now again start sharing it with your full screen on the PowerPoint. Share screen. Click on the share screen and then.
1 minute.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate this. Is perfect. No worries.
Now?
Anyway, it's
No.
okay. Please go ahead. Go ahead. I think
Go ahead, just start and you can change the slides. Don't worry about it. Let's get going.
But is the screen visible?
Screen is visible, but we can see only your slide in the Microsoft PowerPoint, but it is not full screen. But anyway, please go ahead.
All right. Yeah, so today we are going to talk about, we all are talking about happiness, right? So happiness is such a simple and a light feeling, yet most of us find it so difficult and hard to attain. So basically, we are all looking for ways to be happy. But before I start, I want to ask a few questions. Have you ever noticed, observed how children manage to be happy like all the time, even if they've been scolded or they're studying or they're eating? They just manage to be happy, even if they're playing. While playing, if they fall and they get hurt, yet they don't want to waste time sitting over the pain. They just stand up, they brush up their dresses, and off again they want to enjoy. Even we all have been through that phase, right? So but then what happened as we grown? What just went missing? How is it that we have entered into a space which has left for stress and worries to fill in? I mean, this is what we need to ask ourselves. Even we were like this, then what just happened? you know um, we've always heard that life is a journey and we should not worry about the destination. But somewhere we have compared happiness towards the destination. Like, we get good education, we look for good job so that we get settled, we look for good partner, we look for having a good family, we go for success, we earn nice packages. In the end, maybe somewhere we have this, that we'll be happy in the end. But I feel that instead of having happiness as the destination, why not we pack our happiness in our bags even before we are ready to start our journey, so that when we are happy even before we start our journey, it's like, and then we are ready to face whatever that comes up while we are traveling. um, but one of the biggest problems that we have while we try to be happy is expectations. We need to know, we need to learn how to deal with that. See, it's very easy to say that, okay, we can be happy like this, do things so that we can happy, but we do have expectations. And we always hear people saying that we shouldn't keep expectations, but actually, is it really possible that if we are emotionally connected to somebody and not have uh, expectations from them? We do have, right? So we have expectations from ourselves, parents have expectations from children, we have expectations from our partners. So in this case, somewhere we forget that the other person from which we are having an expectation is, if we think that that individual is an independent soul, that person has, if we give that person a chance to take their own decisions, to be able to choose and stand for them, and not be like, not be there always, so that they can fulfill our expectations. So if we do that, somewhere we are not tying ourselves to them. And when we don't tie ourselves to people, somewhere they are, we are detached from these things, and they somehow do not, the intensity of our being happy somewhere gets molded. So I think we should not, we should give that space to people, that though we have expectations, how we can limit and think from their perspective, that would they want to be a part of it, and how would they be able to manage our expectations. I think if we are able to deal with that, we'll be good and we'll be happy. Another thing, as we have, like I was telling, that individual is an independent soul. I also believe that all of us have energies, right? So many a times it happens that you come across people, and sometimes you automatically feel so good about them even though you've not interacted. It's because maybe they have this positive soul within, and they have that positive energy and aura that they are carrying. So it, just imagine, it's like a cycle that goes on. If you're happy within, you're having that positive happy energy, you attract people, you attract that similar people, and they when you are with those set of people, again you add up, they add up to your happiness, right? And the cycle goes on the other hand, if you're not so happy, you attract similar people, they pull down your energy, and then you are not happy again. So basically, if you want to be happy, if you want to find happiness outside, I think you should work on yourself, ignite yourself, and then see how you can attract happy vibes around you. As we have seen that happiness, and everybody is saying about this, that happiness starts within, it is an inward to outward process. I would want parents to understand, like we teach children, we teach them to be disciplined, we teach them to be respectful. Parents should teach children to be just happy. you know Parents should teach children that it's okay to be alone. Many a times parents come to us saying that these children are not talking, I don't have friends, they neglected me, they've avoided me, they've boycotted me. Parents should actually teach children that it's absolutely okay if they are alone, so that they learn that even if they have been neglected, they know how they can stand up for themselves. And instead of just going with the expectations of what parents think for children, I think parents should teach children that they should be themselves. They should be happy to do what they want to do, and just be them instead of just pleasing others. We have heard sentences like, if you do this, mama will be happy, your teacher will be happy, oh, you will make a lot of friends. I think we should focus on, do this because you are going to be happy, do this because you are going to be proud of yourself, right? Once they learn this, parents are obviously going to teach them to validate themselves, so that tomorrow if the whole world turns against them, they will know how to stand up for themselves. And again, like Mansi had said about mindfulness, yes, it's something that we need to do, that is being in the present. See, it's very simple. Something that is not in our hands, like our past, which is already gone, and future, which we have not seen, only thing we are left of is present. So something that is not in our hands, just let it go and live each day as it comes, right? So do the best that you have in your hands right now, that is your present, work on it and make best use of it. If you ask me what are my ways of being happy, I would always say, keep the child alive in you, let go of what you can't control, like I told you, of being mindful. Be slow, don't be harsh on yourself. Take each day as it comes, and just be you, irrespective of whatever people think about you, how far you have reached, whether you're successful or not. Because being successful, reaching big heights is not a cup of tea for everybody. But at least all we can do is be happy, right? And in the end, I would just want to say that anything that holds you, let be your stress, your relationships, your worries, they lock you up, right? So the minute you unlock yourself, you are just free. The minute you unlock yourself from all these worldly pressures, you are actually you unlock happiness. You are happy, you're free, you're content. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shalini. You shared a wide variety of points. My takeaway is, one, our relationship with ourselves sets the pace for our relationships with others. So we have to have a very positive and a wonderful relationship with ourselves. Two, you spoke about parents teaching children about being independent and creating their own happiness. And that reminds me of a quote that I read years ago. And post reading that quote, I realized that I need to really work with the younger people. And that was that it is easier to build stronger children than to repair broken men. And thank you so much for sharing the same thing again. My question to you is, I mean, there are a lot of questions that are coming in. Someone can ask a question if you have the time?
Yes, we do.
Great. So we live in a world where children are hooked to gadgets. Forget children, parents are hooked to gadgets. When I go out with my friends, and I have a lot of friends at dinners, I see majority of them holding on to a phone. I see the children doing the same thing. They're either on the gadgets or they are working on the laptops and stuff like that, or on social media. Now, what I've realized is that our attention span is growing smaller and smaller and smaller. And hence, we get distracted very easily. So we cannot focus. So there is no mindfulness. And there's always a rush. There's always looking at the next best thing, too much consumption, too much of data. In such a world, how do you raise children who are very disciplined who know how to, when I say disciplined, I mean, if they're able to use social media in a more responsible way, gadgets in a more responsible way, and develop patience and fortitude and joy. So that's primarily my question, and I'm sure a lot of parents are asking this question. Yeah.
So you're asking that how these children could be disciplined enough so that they can use the social media better?
So you saying the word disciplined enough would be very negative. I say, how can they be guided to? So when you say you discipline the children, it reminds me of my childhood when I was being disciplined, and it was not, very nicely. It was always a stick, So my question is that how do you inspire? How do you guide? How do you motivate the children to live a more mindful, more focused life, a life where you can balance between gadgets and normal life, where you can go out. Nowadays, I see a lot of children just being inside and not going out. They're so glued to their devices and their games and stuff. Yeah. So that's my question, actually. How do you guide them? Yeah. Not discipline them.
The best way, what I would say is, how much ever you guide, you teach, you discipline the children, but children only learn when they observe. There's this very famous saying that monkeys see, monkeys do, right? So we are glued to our phones and expect our children, oh, you just put off your phone. That will never work. The children are, you said that they are glued, their eyes are glued to the screen. Why? Because we do not have that eye contact with our children. So, that is the time when our children walk in from school, they are so excited. They are like, Mama, this happened. And the mother is busy cooking, or the father is with the office work, and they're like, okay, go on. We do not make eye contact. So where do they stick up their eyes to? Obviously, it's got to go somewhere, right? So if we take an effort, we show them, we are the role models, we put aside our things. The minute the child enters and we keep everything away and look into their eyes, come down to their level and talk to them, or even before they come, we go approach them and say, oh, how was your day? What did you do? Just instead of asking them, if we give our examples, like, when we were kids, this is what we used to do. They don't know. If you ask children after a few years what was a landline, they will not know. So it is our duty to tell them that, okay, this is how it needs to work. This is how things used to be, and this is how we used to enjoy. Do you know how it feels when you shout and run around and play around in the park? They don't know. So we need to take our children, maybe we need to play with them, not just take and sit again with our mobiles and let them play. We need to play with them. We need to give them time. We need to sit down. If we can't go, then we need to sit, play Uno, chess, carom, whatever. I am sure, I can guarantee that if we give this to our children, they will never need any external support or to entertain themselves. So this is what I would say. We need to be the role models. We need to show them. They need to observe, and that is how they will learn.
That is such a brilliant answer. Children don't listen to what you say, they watch you and learn. So thank you so much. That's such a wonderful answer, and I'm taking notes. Thank you so much. Simran, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, sorry, we are having other speakers waiting, and it's quite late in their country.
Sure.
I understood that Mr. Nikhil wanted to add to this, because Jitesh, you have opened up a question which we can have like a full-blown 2 hours conference again.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that we, in one line,
so that was a wonderful one.
People listen more to who you are than what you say. Sure. Your children listen more to who you are than what you say. And there's a beautiful book which is written. The title is so beautiful. It says, How to Talk So Your Kids Will Listen, and How to Listen So Your Kids Will Talk. I think the title itself is very powerful. Parents need to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Nikhil.
you so much. Definitely, yeah. So on that note, I'll move on to the next speaker. And so our happiness journey continues with Sophie Wilson. She's an academic director of Apple Tree International Kindergarten, Thailand. Sophie's extensive experience in early year education promises to shed light on fostering happiness in young learners. So over to Sophie.
Thank you, Jitesh, and hello everyone from Thailand. It's quite dark here, so I'm sorry if the light's a bit strange. I'm really thrilled today to embark on a journey together to explore the depths of happiness and how we do that within our school in Thailand. So this is our school. We are a standalone kindergarten with children aging from 1 to 6 years old. As the academic director at the Apple Tree, it fills me with immense joy to witness the smiles and the laughter that fill our classrooms every day. At the Apple Tree, we believe that happiness is more than just a feeling. It's a journey of exploration, learning, and growth. Inspired by the Reggio Emilia philosophies and guided by the milestones of the British early years framework, we strive to create an environment where happiness blossoms in every child. I'm just going to start this video. At the Apple Tree, in our classrooms, the happiness begins with a sense of belonging. So just like the roots of the tree anchor it firmly to the ground, our relationships with each other form the foundation of our happiness. We celebrate the uniqueness of each child and cherish the bonds we create as a community. As an international school with a diverse cohort of children, we really think that through authentic experiences that actually get the children to see themselves within what we are learning, it really does help to encourage the children to feel that they are special and unique and to absolutely value that and seek their joy in what makes them special. But happiness isn't just about being together. It's also about discovering the world around us. And as Nelly was mentioning about the proximity to nature, we are in the middle of a vibrant city. However, there is not very much green. And we are lucky enough to have green within our school. And we believe that every child should have access to play within nature every single day. Just like the branches of the apple tree reaching towards the sky, curiosity of the children then knows no bounds. Through hands-on activities, outdoor adventures, and creative expression, we encourage our children to explore, experiment, and embrace the wonder of learning. Just like the leaves of the apple tree that dance in the breeze, happiness is about finding joy in the simple moments of everyday life. Whether it's splashing in puddles after a rainstorm, discovering a new favourite book in our cosy reading area, or sharing the awe and wonder of daily discoveries with friends, we find happiness in the little things that make each day special. But most importantly, happiness blooms when we feel safe, valued, and empowered to be ourselves. Just as we nurture the soil around our apple tree to help it grow strong and healthy, we provide a supportive environment where every child can thrive. So as Mansi and Shalini talked about a mindful practice, that is also within our daily day. Our children living in a city and coming out from COVID and the many impacts of that, we find that self-regulation and the ability to talk about all emotions and accept that all are okay, it's key to what we do to help children to have a sense of well-being. We also look for our wider community to ensure that we support our teachers with this too. It really is key, because if the teachers are not happy and the staff who are not happy, it bleeds through to the children. The relationships can't be strong. We cannot feel nurturing. So we don't just think about our community as the children, we also think of it as the teachers, and then the wider community with the parents. So the parents are asked to come and join us for events, to share their own uniqueness. So they may come in and talk to us about celebrations. They may come in and talk to us when we do book week and read for the children. And they also come in for actual training. So we will do parent workshops. So if their home life is happy and the parents know what we do in school, they can do that too at home. Through positive reinforcement, encouragement, and gentle guidance, we help our children to develop the confidence and resilience they need to navigate life's ups and downs with a smile on their face. Let us remember that happiness is not just a destination, it's a way of life. By embracing a sense of belonging, sharing similarities, celebrating differences, encouraging curiosity, and a sense of safety, we can help ensure the children find happiness in every day. Thank you very much.
May I just add one thing, Jitesh? So I had the pleasure of visiting Apple Kindergarten last year in the fall, and it was amazing to visit this campus, and the vibe was so beautiful, and I could see the children having that environment where they can be their own, and it was more of a child-directed learning than teacher, directed learning, and I had quite a good time spending and learning from Sophie as to what all they do, and I look forward to seeing you once again in my next trip. So I just wanted to mention that bit, that I have witnessed what you showed on the video today, step by step and in each classroom, yeah. And we also had the time to sit and eat the lunch that you were serving them, so it was amazing. Thank you. Over to you, Jitesh. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sophie. Some amazing points, brilliant points coming out, a sense of belonging, celebrating uniqueness, going out and discovering the world, teaching children to do that, finding, celebrating, cherishing similarities, also at the same time celebrating differences, uniqueness. We live in a world which is filled with different races and cultures, and how the differences can be celebrated, creating those safe environments. So this is something which are very, very brilliant points and points that can be taken and incorporated in many schools and education system. Thank you so much, Sophie. So moving on to our next speaker, it's my pleasure to introduce Amra Lanzani. She's a pedagogical consultant from Zirza Project, Bali. Please join me in welcoming her. Amra, she enlightens us on the intersection of education and happiness. So over to Amra.
Thank you, Jitesh. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me and inviting me. So I would like to share my presentation, if I find it. 1 second. It's interesting to see how me and Sophie, we are at the same time in Bangkok. I'm not living here, but I'm here to consult a school, as one of my job is consultation. Okay, let's see. If I can keep this one in the background. Yes. Do you see my screen?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so a little bit about myself. My name is Amra Lanzi. I'm from Reggio Emilia. I've been teaching there for 10 years, and then I moved abroad, where I work in different roles as teacher and principal, and I've been since 2019 a consultant for different schools. At the moment, I'm consulting 7 schools in all Southeast Asia. in different countries, and it's a beautiful experience because it allows me to intertwine Raju-inspired practices within the culture of the place. My company is in Singapore. I co-founded a school in Bali where all these reflections about Raju-inspired practices and local culture and how to merge those ones have been trying to be implemented. The school is Bloom Boutique Atelier, and it's in Bali. So our pillars are, of course, it's a Raju-inspired school. It's nature-based, and we promote sustainable wellness, and we intertwine it with the Balinese culture that is called Trihita Karana. Trihita Karana is our cultural heritage in some way and can be translated in three causes ways to happiness and harmony, because the philosophy itself, it encompasses the three most important aspects of the life of Balinese people and includes a sense of transcendence, a sense of awareness and connection within yourself, but also with others, and a connection and respect, a profound respect for the environment around us, and so with nature. We educate for sustainability. We embrace education for sustainability in a way that is a multi-conceptual, multidimensional concept, because it's not just the sustainability as it can see as linked to the challenges we may have about the climate or the environment, but it's also sustainability for a community. So we have values that are integrating child and adult self-awareness and how to have a community that is collaborating and feels equal, and as well respect the environment and is also perceived as a cultural system. We intertwine practices like yoga, mindfulness, and meditation on daily basis. So every morning, children will have one day yoga, one day meditation, and every morning mindfulness during what we call morning assembly. The morning assembly is the first time of the day and is also the place that we call, that makes space for the pedagogy of listening, as Raju is also recognized, and is the moment where children are, of course, like plan their day, but as well sharing their feelings with others, and where mindfulness practices are taking place. For young children, we will use visual cards to support, to have an emotional alphabetization, and for the older ones instead, this is promoted through discussions and sharing. When we talk about pedagogy of listening, we refer to active listening of the child. It means to connect with the child, their messages, and goes beyond verbal expression. But it's more a connection with the child, an empathetic connection with the child and what they're trying to send us as message and letting us know, and a way to respond to their play, and helping them to learn to listen to each other as well. When instead we refer to emotional alphabetization since the early age, we simulate the children to talk about different topics, and one of these ones is about emotions. We often as well work on projects based on emotion and self-identity and self-awareness as well. We teach to children that all emotions are recognized as useful and important. There is no judgment, there are no labels, and all emotions are actually useful for us, for our lives, and they have the right to express their emotions in the respect, of course, of others. But we will help them acknowledging and increasing their awareness of what they're feeling. So we may ask them like, how do you feel, and where, in which part of your body you're feeling it, and then how would you like us to help you if you need any support. So even like if they need space, we would allow them to have that. We are a Reggio Inspire school, and we consider the environment as the third educator and the animals as fourth educator. This is a pretty new concept in our approach. And we believe that animals are fostering a sense of care for others, empathy and responsibility for others and the environment, and empowering the children to make positive differences in their community, because children, they have tasks every day to taking care of the animals, and the animals are part of the life of the school. So we will have, for example, chickens, and chickens are free to go around the school and are fed through our waste that is left any day that the children, after their lunch, they're having lunch. So everything is part of a cycle. Whatever is left is used for the compost, and we are teaching the children a sense of purpose as well through gardening every day, taking care of plants, letting them grow. We eat those plants. We have an edible garden and an orchard with edible plants with fruits. Another way for us to promote body awareness and self-awareness is during lunchtime and cooking time. The children are encouraged to cook different recipes every week, and we use natural local materials that we find in the territory, and we teach them as well to recognize the local fruits and herbs through different senses and learn to cook them, and so also learning practical skills. And we promote body awareness as well, recognizing the signs that their bodies are giving us, for example, when we are thirsty or hungry or we're full, and we respect that. And to close, as Reggio Inspire Schools, we promote creativity and the sense of purpose and self-expression through what we call different languages that are different ways to express themselves, and materials that we observe and relaunch to children based on the interest that we observe. If you have any question.
So thank you so much, Amra. I mean, there's so many wonderful points, and especially the point where animals can be educators was very unique. You have brought so many wonderful different points to the table. Thank you so much once again. And moving on to our next speaker. So now let us welcome Dr. Srividya, TGT from Mansukh Bhai Kothari National School. Dr. Srividya's belief in imparting knowledge through practically infusing environment enhances learning by doing. Let's hear an insight on fostering happiness through experiential learning. So over to Dr. Srividya.
Thank you, Mr. Khanna, and thank you for CC Finland for providing this exclusive opportunity. And greetings from one part of Mother Earth to her divergent parts. And I'm sharing my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Here, since the opening of a session, we all are speaking about eternal happiness that cannot be bought. It could be only experienced. Today, to shed some light more upon happiness, let us travel through the path we have diverged a long ago, but we have forgotten to be dimensioned into. The pursuit of true happiness. True happiness goes beyond a simple smile or a momentary joy. It encompasses a deep sense of fulfillment and contentment, often derived from meaningful experiences and relationships. You know, a simple sort of smile that, that encourages my soul. We all dwell upon Mother Earth. I'm speaking about all the living things that Mother Earth has blessed us to be part of her, right? So for everyone's existence, say, Mother Nature has blessed us with food, and the food is produced by none other than the farmers, right? So here, with a sense of gratitude for every day, for us to be alive, food, acts as a junction, right? So in a deep sense of fulfillment and contentment, when I seek the role of farmers for everyone's existence, that gives me a smile, upon my face, and it exudes my soul, not only my soul, it must exude everyone's soul, because without them, we all are incomplete upon this earth. So a deep sense of fulfillment and meaningful experiences by, understanding it, by evolving through it, will be the true pursuit for our happiness. They are the people because of whom our existence has been identified. Next is understanding the true definition of happiness. Happiness is a state of well-being and contentment, encompassing both emotional and psychological fulfillment. Here, I would like to quote unquote William Shakespeare. He states that he was sad that he had no shoes, but when he saw a person had no feet, he understood the value of what he had as a resource, what God has blessed him with, say. So with this example, this particular experience changed his emotional and psychological fulfillment of him being blessed as a complete being. Next come the misconceptions. Like, people literally understand the meaning of happiness belongs to wealth or success. Literally, it's not the case. We have examples of soldiers. The soldiers of, every country, and the boundaries are created by none other than the human beings, right? So when we speak about our soldiers, they do not run behind the pursuit of wealth or success. They sacrifice their life for the people they don't know. That is called eternal happiness, of having the willingness to sacrifice for them whom you don't know, right? So here we understand the value of happiness, where there is no expectations beyond giving. The gesture of accommodating everyone as one, as equal, is, a set as and sustained example by none other than our soldiers. So inner happiness versus outer happiness. True happiness often comes from within, as we spoke about our farmers and our soldiers, rather relying on the external factors or material possessions. The science behind happiness and the neurochemicals and the brain activity. Several neurotransmitters, they play a very crucial role in regulating our mood, such as dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins. These are the neurotransmitters. But my dear audience, when we are aware of what function gives us happiness, all these neurotransmitters are active by default. There is no need for us to get it activated, you see. And when we speak about the brain activity, where we are speaking about amygdala and hippocampus that act closely, acts for the emotional processing and the memory formation. When we had examples of Shakespeare, say our soldiers and farmers, we had a certain kind of emotional processing by ourselves. Nobody has come and taught us this. This is called self-realization, right? And the memory that forms, it transcends and transforms our inner soul. So this occurs by default. And yes, the neurotransmitters and the brain activity, they consolidate together to act as a collaborative aspect, and that actually shows up through our smile and when we feel happy and gratitudinal for the same. Real examples and stories of true happiness. One individual found...
Can you hear me? Just 1 second. I'm sorry to interrupt. You have 30 seconds to wrap it up, please.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Okay, sure. Thank you. Yeah. One individual found true happiness through connecting with nature. We had none other than Bear Grylls, who was part of the forest, and he not only excavated the symmetries of nature, but he also learned and shared the knowledge. Another person's journey was volunteering, and he found the purpose in helping others, right? We could take example of NGOs where people really volunteer for making other people's life sustainable. And the third example goes to CC Finland, where they actually have the joy of cultivating deep, genuine relationships. Like, we are family and friends. That true happiness is found in meaningful connection. And I have found that meaningful connection with CC Finland. Thank you so much. And finding happiness within self-reflection and personal growth. Here, we can take, example of, say, Neeraj Chopra, where he actually instated his happiness, even though javelin throw was not the demand of the market. He created the demand in the market. We all know in India, especially, people are addicted to cricket. You see, this happens when we have self-reflection, when we know about ourselves. He did not run behind money. He had that audacity to create the fame and money. And see, first, when he was happy, he was able to self-reflect and go ahead in his path. And then we have the impact of social connections. Social connections will be happening only and only when we support each other, conquering the overall development aspects. There is no competition in any kind of beings, you see. If there is no overall development, then the ING of the country will remain the same. I'll just take 2 seconds, ma'am. Living with purpose, finding meaning and fulfillment in life. I would love to give example of Sadio Mane. He's a footballer. And yes, he represents Saudi Arabia League right now with Cristiano Ronaldo, say. His statement, he earns a lot, but what he feels is whatever he earns, he sets out his money for embracing his community, the people in his community. So this is what true happiness is. He tells, even if my phone's screen is broken, that does not matter at all. It's fine. I can still call up people. It's working, it's fine. But what I have to work upon is my community, my people, where I believe in overall development. So embracing all beings together, that comes under the overall development. Then comes our gratitude journal, mindful breathing. We should know why we are breathing, the purpose for our breathing. Our purpose for our breathing should be the reason for everyone's existence, not merely our existence, you see. And being determined, being adaptable, we have to be resilient enough and also very comfortable enough to seek support whenever we need. We come to the conclusion. Impact of overall being. When we spoke about soldiers, farmers, these examples, led or they have led us to, improve mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Then we have a aspect of full or long-term fulfillment when we are not been trained, you see. We are not been trained for happiness. but we are inheriting happiness by ourselves. So that makes the difference. Okay, no one can be coached or no one can be trained. Our happiness depends upon ourselves and our thoughts and our thinkings. And of course, positive ripple effect has been seen through our own actions, reflections of our own actions, and then comes the resilience and inner strength of not giving up ourselves for anyone or anything around this world. Be happy, stay happy, spread happiness. Thank you, CC Finland.
Thank you so much, Dr. Srividya. Our happiness depends on ourselves. And with that note, we move on to last but not the least speaker. I had introduced her earlier also, Dr. Gurcharan Kaur Madan. She's the principal of Madan Public School. And let's hear from Dr. Madan about her insights on fostering happiness in education. Over to you, Dr. Madan.
Thank you so much. Am I audible to everybody? So luckily I'm audible. So let's just try once whether I can go for screen sharing as well. And while one of my persons who's going to help me with the screen sharing, I'm going to quickly keep talking. And now I truly understand what is the reason why I couldn't present at the very beginning and why at the end, because what I think and what I have prepared in the form of slides is truly a conclusion to the entire session. And see, whatever happens, happens for a reason and happens for good. So here I would like to quickly take you people to the slides. Is it visible?
Yes.
Perfect. So coming to the first slide, I will quickly try to go through it. We call our school, that is Madan's Public School, as a very happy school. Since day one, we only had just one idea, that we want it to be a happy school. And a happy school really depends on a lot of social factors, that is free healthcare and free education. But not much can be changed in this world, you know. The way earth blossoms in its own way, so does the surrounding. And that is what, understanding those factors, we have started blossoming ourselves, and we have started spreading the fragrance. So, and since the inception in our school, not many teachers have left the job. They are still with us, and they are growing smart, old, and golden with each passing year. So the first thing which really works wonders for MPS is joy and respect and strong models. They go hand in hand. Joy is only possible once you respect each and every one walking near you, around you, surrounding you, be it anybody. So this is how my teachers and children feel. They really feel joy because they are respected for every tiny emotion. I can actually relate to Miss Sophie. I can relate to Miss Embra and Shelley and each one of you, whoever has spoken. The second thing which I truly believe in, and our school truly believes in, is elation and resilience camaraderie. Now, what happens is, elation is that how good you can face the great happiness. And resilience is the one which makes it successful. Because without having the capacity to withstand or recover quickly from the difficulties, you cannot actually enjoy the elation. Then comes the contentment and patience. Truly, it comes hand in hand. Nothing is possible without patience, and only with patience it is contentment. Coming to the next slide, as you can all see, I am also a geographer, and I'm a doctorate in geography. I could find a similarity between International Happiness Day, 20th March, and vernal equinox, which also falls on 20th or 21st March. Now, the similarity, if you people see, is equi means equal and nox means night. Day and night, all the hours during this particular day, be it 20th or 21st, are equal. So that means the day hours and the night hours are equal. No matter where you are on the earth, the equinox brings us a number of seasonal effects noticeable to nature lovers and around the globe. Now, what exactly I wish to convey, which is related to today's topic, that is happiness, the one which we can achieve internally, is when the entire universe is setting examples for us, that is through this equinox, that one must give way to the other. Everything must be equally divided. Then why don't we human understand that the pattern and follow the path to be able to practice low level of corruption, high trust values, practicing right meaning, and high level of social belongingness, leading to responsibilities. So what is the message which I take from this similarity and I wish to convey to each one of us today is, we must give way with respect to each one of us. I have learned, now is the turn for the other person to learn. So it has to be passed on. Let everyone blossom and grow at its own pace. Let us have acceptance for different zones, speed, time for blossoming. All are born to shine in their own way. And the last slide, which I would quickly like to share again, is we must avoid brands. We must choose to be a minimalist. We must go green. We must respect nature, appreciate and stand by. Unity always wins. Practice patience, grow healthier and happier. Thank you. That's all I wanted to share with you. But here I would also like to share one small video reflecting what our school is all about. And I'm sure Miss Sophie will be able to relate to it because she also celebrates Songkran, I think, in Thailand. I have taught Korean and many other country children. I am EFL trained trainer, ESL trained trainer. I am also an IELTS trainer. I've been coordinator to international students. And now I'm heading this school, which is Madan's public school. Rather, I should be soon changing its name to a happy school. And here the video goes. Is the video visible to everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. And I hope I have really made it quick, understanding the time restrictions. And have a wonderful time, everyone. I really feel privileged and enlightened that I really got the opportunity to hear each one of you so patiently while getting little uncomfortable about this technical glitch, which occurred right in the beginning, but I allowed it to seep in. And here, happy Songkran and happy Holi to each one. And thank you for the day.
Thank you so much, Dr. Madan. Key point being resilience. So summing up all the key points, we learned such wonderful, wonderful things, from community participation to empowering children right away at a younger age, to becoming leading by example, to becoming the more responsible parents. And a lot of people shared how their schools and their education institutes are incorporating nature, inclusiveness, celebrating uniqueness, also celebrating their diversity. I mean, I have a list of points, so if I'll need another session to share them. But thank you all for our esteemed speakers for sharing your wisdom, your insight with us today. Let's continue to unlock the depths of true happiness together. As we conclude this enriching conference, let's remember that true happiness lies not only in what we receive, but also what we give. In the beginning of the conference, I shared that one of the philosophies I live with is to be a giver, to not have a very self-centered life, where a life where you can share your joys with other people to create meaningful relationships. So may we carry the spirit of happiness and enlightenment with us as we continue on our respective paths. Until we meet again, let's stay inspired, stay resilient, and always seek happiness in every moment. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for being part of this. And thank you so much for making me a host. This is the first time I'm being a host. I've always been a speaker. So thank you so much. It was such a enriching and a wonderful experience. Truly a memory of a lifetime. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
So
much.
with this, over to Simran.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jitesh. And we are truly honored and privileged that you took out the time to host us. And it is truly an honor. And I see everyone having a smiling face as we bid goodbye to this. I thank all our audiences who have joined from different time zones and are still with us, and our speakers. Sophie, I know it's quite late for you, and I really appreciate you being there, that you're leading your way of conducting. Thank you so much. And I can see Hiram putting his comments. Thank you, Hiram. Yes, Mr. Khanna, as we like to call you, amazing host and really good points. And we love listening to you. I hope in near future we can do a masterclass with you, because I know that you do a lot of wonderful work with youth. And as we spoke this afternoon, we want to invite you to blog, because you have made infrastructure changes, which is kind of a magic in India. So let's start with that. Thank you so much. And thanks to all of our speakers and the ones who are still staying back to encourage each other. I hope to see you in season 3. And I hope that Mr. Jitesh will still remove his time and lead us as a host. Thank you once again, and lots of love to all of you, and wish you loads and loads of happiness. This is Simran signing off on behalf of CCE Finland team, and let's unlock happiness and see you in Finland and Tampere. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Please take care, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.